Hello everybody, Tartan Rooster here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to something very different to the content I normally bring you. Welcome to Digital Combat Simulator. This is an air sim, combat sim that I've been playing for a little bit. And I've been quite hesitant to bring this to the channel because I don't really know how well it'll do. But I thought it'd be fun. Do you know, it's a game I've been playing off and on again for the past few months. Our Apaches and Chinook taking off here. And yeah, it's something I wanted to try on the channel, just to see how well it did. Some F-15s taking off. Wanted to set the scene a little bit for what we're going to do. So I'm still very much a new player to this game. There's no way that I wouldn't classify myself as that. I'm going to say game that will upset people. I'm sure, but the simulator. And so today I've set up a very basic strike mission in our F-18 today. Where we're going to try and help defend a friendly compound from an incoming attack. And one of the cool things about DCS in general is that it has these cockpits that are one-to-one, which means that every single button in this cockpit, more or less, is clickable and does something different to the plane. Which means if I want to start my F-18, I have to do this. Now, whilst we're waiting for our navigation system to align, a couple of other things that I've had to get in order to really fully immerse myself in the sim. I've got a little joystick and throttle, the HOTAS system, and the way I'm moving around is with my head. I've got a track IR equivalent called dealing clip, which basically is a little thing that sticks to my headset. So basically when I look left, I'm looking left in real life. I look right, I'm looking right in real life. Obviously, there's a bit of scaling up, so I'm not actually looking behind me. And so it's been kind of interesting to get immersed in this. I think we're going to start taxiing now. Plane seems good and responsive, ready to go. And whilst we do that, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about this mission and a little bit about my background in flight sims as well. And so today I've set up a very basic mission. I've really been enjoying the mission editor in this simulator a lot, having a little play with it. So this is a good test for the channel for how you guys feel about watching some sim gameplay and also my own skills using the mission editor and indeed the planes. We're in the F-18 Hornet today, and our primary objective is to defend a friendly bridgehead which has just come under hostile attack. We're going to go in and provide very close air support. We're currently loaded up with 4 GBU-12 laser guided bombs and 4 rocket pods, dumbfire rocket pods, which you can just see just off to the right there. And we're going to use them and basically try to see if we can hold the bridge. We won't be the only friendly assets on station. We have got a couple of Apaches that will be dealing with mostly infantry. Our focus are going to be the hostile tanks, a few T-55s and some BMPs that we're going to be trying to take out with our munitions today. Now, my history with flight sims goes back to IL-2 Sturmovik, which is a great little sim. Still a really, really expansive sim that comes with a lot of aircraft, obviously quite dated in its graphics nowadays, but it was a game I used to play on my really, really, really terrible laptop as a teenager. Obviously with a keyboard and mouse, with no joystick, no head tracking, none of that. So to now be an adult with my own money that I can spend however I want, I now have like a full setup for this. It is technically a free-to-play simulator DCS. You do get a little Su-25 Frogfoot as one of your free aircraft. The simulator does have full fidelity cockpits, which is what I'm using, where you can click all the buttons, and it has lower fidelity cockpits, which you'd need to remember a bunch of keyboard shortcuts. For me personally, actually physically having to click buttons is a much better way of learning than keyboard commands. So that's why we've gone with the F18 module as our first module. Okay, that's all cleared. Okay, make sure we've done our, I think we've done our trimming already with that, so that's good to go. Lined up fairly centrally. We're going to try and keep this as centered as possible. So we're going to bring our engines up to about 80%. The brake's still on. So you told you still learning. Right, we've got to spool up to 80. I'm quite happy that everything is good, so we're just going to go full afterburner here and get off the ground. And we're off the ground. Lovely. Just going to bring my gear up. Bring my flaps up to auto. We're just going to keep this heading for now. The runway, there we go. Nice little simple easy takeoff, nothing to worry about. I didn't set up anything particularly complex there with you know, multiple aircraft trying to take off, but you do find that in the multiplayer settings. Okay, we're gonna ease off a little bit. Start a little left hand bank here. Try and keep it a good altitude here as we turn around. Come on. I'm not hoping to make a super long video here. I just want this to be sort of, it's an experiment for me as well as it is for you guys as the audience, just to see, wow, that sun is bright, just to see how you guys feel about watching a little bit of sim gameplay every so often. It won't be as regularly posted as, you know, classic FPS stuff, but it's an element to my sort of gaming life I really enjoy, and I want to bring you guys a little bit. A nice little smooth takeoff, and we're going to start heading this way. So we're just going to make the journey into the ingress point. So I'm going to catch up with you guys in a little bit once we've got our weapons set up and ready to go, and we'll see you there. Okay, here we are. So we're about 20 nautical miles from the target. I'm starting to climb, pour on a bit of speed here. We're going to get our plane set up, so we'll put it in air to ground mode. We're going to select our laser guided bombs, make sure that they are fused. We're going to select our lasers, make sure all the laser targeting is switched on. We're going to put our lower MFD into a flare mode. We're going to keep climbing here for a little bit. I think maybe about 12,000. There we go. So we've got autopilot keeping our altitude. I've got automatic throttle control, so we can just focus on the really important bit, which is dropping the bombs. So we're going to put this in CCD mode. There's the bridge. I'm going to put this in CCT mode because I find it a little bit easier to see our targets. We're going to put this on narrow. We can see some tanks right there. So what I'm going to do is select that target just so that we get a bit of stabilization. And then unselect. So we're now going to try to get a point track on a vehicle. So you get an area track, which I do by pressing that. So it tracks that area, but when a vehicle drives through that, you can switch it into point track, which does make it a little bit easier if it wants to work first try. There we go. So the laser pod basically aims at that vehicle. It knows it's a vehicle, it aims at the vehicle, and it gets ready for us to drop our munitions on it. Our plan really here is to drop a bomb on that lead vehicle and then take a right hand bank and come back around and hit another vehicle as quickly as we can. If this scenario plays out without me killing anything, we will lose. I'm not saying we're going to succeed. I'm just saying, you know, this, as I said at the beginning, this is quite the experiment for me. I haven't brought a game like this to the channel before, and it's something I play in my free time, and I thought it, you know, a little bit different, something fun to bring you guys along with. So let's see, we're going to release, that's the time to release there, 10 seconds. We're going to drop on this tank. Our track has remained, which is wonderful. So releasing bomb now. Pickle. Bomb is out. We're going to start our right hand bank out. The countdown there is the time until the laser fires. So right now the bomb is dumb. When the laser fires, the bomb becomes smart and it will start to track that target. Here we go. Laser's fired now. 8 seconds to impact. And Shack 1T55. Alrighty, so let's begin to think about how we're going to turn into this target. We could just turn right here, we'll just continue the bank, which we might just do. What I am going to do now, because I will forget, is rearm my laser. Make sure that we orientate ourselves properly here for this attack. This has been quite rough. I'm going to come off the throttle. There we go. We've got our release cue. That's good. That means that we are on the right bearing, and the computer has deemed it reasonable that we can hit this target. 10 seconds to release. Okay, we're definitely all armed, definitely all fused, good to go. Holding the release button. Target's been destroyed. I'm going to see if I can quickly change targets to this. Nope. Oh, okay. I mean, not a bad thing they're getting wiped out by our Abrams, but it means that I messed up this drop. That's bad. It looks like our Abrams have just completely... Yep, there we go. Our Abrams managed to get those tanks. So actually, not a bad thing at all. Okay, good. Taking out the lead vehicle, I'm going to say rattled them. Right, we do have more hostile vehicles inbound, I know that. So, let's pull out of the area just now. They should be over here somewhere, along that road. We could, what we are going to do at this point though, is turn on my head-mounted device, which lets me target using where I look. Okay, helmet-mounted device is good to go. Okay, now we can switch to this and move around. There we go, we can see some more targets. That's our BMPs. We are going to need to sort of orientate ourselves a bit here. Here we go. So we're going to narrow. Let's go for the lead vehicle again. Actually, let's go for... Let's assume the Abrams are going to do something here. And we'll go for that second vehicle. 6 miles to that target. So let's turn back in here. Get ready for another drop. There's something about DCS that the reward, you know, you're not going to get flashing things all over the screen telling you how good you are. The reward is that you actually succeed in what you're attempting. And for me, that's something I really, really appreciate nowadays. I really appreciate a game that rewards you for following procedures. And, you know, as you've seen, it's not smooth sailing. It won't be with me. I'm still quite new. We're missing the release queue here. Come on, hopefully. I think we're still released on time, though. We should still hit that BMP. I'm worried that it's not firing, which makes you think maybe our guys might have been a bit more hit than we thought. Laser's firing, 8 seconds to impact. We haven't lost track on this one, so that's lovely. Hasn't been blown up by friendlies. And Shack 1 BMP, excellent. Right. Now we're going to have to come around again and try for another assault. We have got those unguided rockets, which I think would take out the BMP. I don't think it's a particularly heavily armored vehicle, that BMP. No, I can still see our tanks. I think our tanks must have taken them out. I think there's a couple more. That BMP is disabled. I mean, we might as well just take that out, right? Okay, let's go take out this disabled BMP and just make sure it's not going to do any more harm. I don't see any other hostile vehicles in the area. Should we have a better look? We got that one BMP. Oh, hello. There's BMPs here. Those are definitely BMPs. Interesting. I wonder if they're just engaging the infantry or whether they're... I don't know what they're doing, but let's go take them out. Let's get a good angle on this BMP here. I don't know how well the ground has done. I don't know if we've managed to hold this objective. It looks like there's still tracers, which means there is still fights happening. Okay, we're gonna sort ourselves out because that was a really sloppy approach. Sometimes it's fun in this game just to here we go. Just to practice doing things like this, just dropping bombs. It's also very satisfying when it goes well. Yeah, those are definitely alive. 17 seconds to impact. I think I forgot to set my laser, so we can quickly fix that. We switch this to trigger. Now my laser is firing. Manually I'm firing that laser. I forgot to rearm my laser, but sometimes you can get it if you trigger it. Did I realize in time? I did. Shack 1 BMP. Excellent. Okay, Fleer, what you got for me? There's another one there. I think the Abrams might have disabled these vehicles. I mean, we're certainly going to not let them survive so they can be reused by the hostiles. And we need to send a message that they are not here to, they shouldn't be messing with our checkpoints. So, let's go in and blow up this other BMP, and then we're going to have a look around, see if there's any other targets that we want to engage, and then after that I think we're going to return to base. 12 seconds to laser. And then we're going to have to swap over to rockets, close the flare off. We can use the flare to still spot for targets. Laser's firing in 1 second. Take out this disabled vehicle. 5 seconds to impact. It's not going to survive even if I miss by a little bit. And Shack BMP. So we dropped 4 bombs and hit 3 targets. That's not terrible. We're now going to switch over to rockets. We're going to use our salvo mode. We're going to use our flare here and just have a little look around. Just see what we can see, if anything. Yeah, look, there's 2 more BMPs. Maybe we go in with rockets on them? Okay. Alright, we're going to lower our speed. We're going to lower our altitude. We are going to get ready to engage these final 2. It looks like our Abrams, though, successfully knocked them out, which does mean that they are really easy targets for us, but we might as well take them out, disabled or not. Keeping our speed a little bit low here. As best we can. I could put the air brake on, but I think it's alright. Okay, we need to find those smoke plumes. So now comes the hard bit. I've got to visually, I mean, you can see where the flare is looking. It's that little square there, so it does help. Okay, we've got the rockets in salvo mode. This is the battlefield moment here. This is where you put the rockets in salvo and you feel like it. I want to do like a recreation of like a battlefield fight. It would be quite cool. Altitude. Indeed, they're not shooting at me, which isn't making this easy. In range. Down. Damaged it. Pull off that. Some hits on them. Okay. I can see smoke from those BMPs. Should be able to, need to pull off the throttle a bit. You can see it smoking there. Altitude. It's a very clever computer in this that tells you when they're in range. That should be the end of that. Come on, kill it. Maybe I already killed it. Alright, well, I think that's it. I think that's us for today. We're down to 20 rockets. I think now is the time to call it a day. We've certainly caused a lot of destruction here and defended the base. So, we're going to head back to base, we'll land the birds and have a little bit of a debrief at the end. So I'll see you once we're closer to our main base. We're coming in way too hard. Okay. Right, if we can get it down and it's in one piece, we've succeeded. Land. going to start braking. That was not the best landing, I think, ever, but we're down. It's not real life, it's fine. It's not real life. We're braking quite hard here, but we should be okay. I don't think we're going to have any issues. Actually, turning off here. Quite a hot landing, but we are here. And the plane did not explode. So let's get this thing parked away, and we'll have a little bit of a impromptu debrief here at the end. So overall, I think the mission went quite well. I think I maybe should have started looking for targets further away, maybe set up the mission so the tanks were further away so that I had more time to engage with them. I think maybe laser bombs were the wrong choice. What do you guys think? I think maybe if I'd taken dumb bombs it might have worked out a bit better for me in that scenario. I'm not 100%. But we did our best. We managed to protect that bridgehead. We still have some units alive there, so I'm calling that mission successful. You could improve on this if I had a wingman, if maybe someone was buddy lasing with some of the choppers. That could have been interesting. But thank you guys so much for watching. Again, very different style of video. Please honestly let me know what you think in the comments below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Subscribe if you want to see more from me, not just DCS, but of course all of our FPS action multiplayer goodness that we showcase on the channel more often than not. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.